Very, very good morning to all of you, my friends. Welcome back. I hope you guys have revised what I have discussed in the previous two sessions of marginal costing. So, without wasting time, let's proceed further. So, I gave you guys a homework of question number 7 of my material. So, are you guys ready with the answer? So, please, guys, do post your answers. I'm waiting for your answers. This was the homework for you, that you have to calculate the fixed cost. Yes, guys. Are you guys ready with the answer? That what will be the fixed cost? So let's start with this question. Ever Forward Limited is manufacturing and selling two products, Splash and Flash, at a selling price of 3 and 4 respectively. The following sales strategy has been outlined for the year 2025, wherein the sales for the year will be planned at 7,20,000 for Splash and 3,50,000 for Flash. So sales is planned at 7,20,000 and 3,50,000. To meet the competition, the selling price of Splash and Flash are reduced by 20% and 12.5%. So 20% and 12.5%. So this will be 3.5. So therefore, the number of units sold will be how much? Herein it will be 1 lakh. This will be 3 lakh. Break even is planned at 60% of the total sales of each product. Seven lakh 20,000 is the total sales. So this will be 4 lakh 32,000. This will be 2 lakh 10,000. Margin of safety we can easily calculate now. 720 minus 432 and 210 minus 350. So this will be 1,40,000. This will be 2,88,000. So still I have not received answers from anyone. Okay. So I've got answer from Hemin, and very good, Hemin, your answer is correct. What about other students? You guys were not being able to solve or what? Yes, Muskan. Very good, Hemin. I think your answer is correct. Let me check. Yes, Kajal, Khushi, Tanmay, Pooja, Neha. You guys were able to solve this question or not? So margin of safety sales will be 40%. If it is 60%, this will be 40%. Now see, profit is also given. Profit is given as 69,120 and 17,500. 69,120 and 17,500. Now see, the question is asking us to calculate the fixed cost using this data. So here in C, we have profit and margin of safety. We can easily calculate PV ratio. So it is 69,120 divided by 2,88,000 into 100. So I'm using profit divided by margin of safety into 100. Profit divided by PV ratio is margin of safety. So profit divided by margin of safety into 100 will be what? My PV ratio. So herein it will be 24%. It will be 12.5%. Now see, we have the PV ratio, we have the break-even sales. We can easily calculate the revised fixed cost. It will be fixed cost divided by PV ratio. Fixed cost divided by PV ratio is break-even sales. So break-even sales multiplied by PV ratio will be fixed cost. So 4,32,000. So this will be 1,03,680. This will be 26,250. So this calculation was the key. There was no rocket science in the question. The question used some different language to confuse you guys. But if you are thorough with the concepts, you can easily apply. Herein, the formula for margin of safety is profit divided by PV ratio. And so I've used these formulas. But at the end of the day, you have to be thorough with the concepts. Very good, Khushi. I request you guys to copy this explanation. Anyone with any doubts or query? Very good, Khushi and Hemin. Your answers are correct. These are the total units, 3 lakh, 1 lakh, Suhaira. Yes, anyone else with any doubts or queries? Yes, Suhaira, very good. Now let's proceed further with the one more new concept, that is key factor. Examiner do ask questions on key factor quite frequently. So do pay attention, and whatever the questions I'm putting up to these questions I'm putting up to make you understand the concept thoroughly. So whatever the question I'm putting up, do post your answers and do pay attention. It's a very important concept, that is key factor or limiting factor. So let's start with this concept, key factor or limiting factor. Now let me explain this concept with the help of a very basic example wherein I'll be covering many points. So let's start with a very basic scenario. Let's say I'm manufacturing three products, X, Y, and Z. Let's say I'm manufacturing three products, X, Y, and Z, and the selling price of these three products are variable cost is also given. So contribution per unit is we have. So this is the scenario wherein I'm manufacturing three types of product, X, Y, and Z. The selling price of these three products is same. However, the variable cost is 60, 70, and 80. Now the contribution per unit is 40, 30, and 20. Can anyone tell me which is the most profitable product for the company? Which is the most profitable product for the company? Very good. Very good, everyone. Very good. Now let's take a situation wherein I have an annual requirement of raw material of, let's say, 1 lakh kgs. I have an annual requirement of a product. Sorry, I have an annual requirement of raw material of 1 lakh kgs. But due to some circumstances, only 60,000 kgs is available. Let's say my supplier says that I'm able to provide only 60,000 kgs. Herein, even though my requirement is of 1 lakh kgs, but my supplier says that I'm able to provide only 60,000 kgs of raw material. I have only that much raw material. So herein, the resource that is available in scarcity is what we call as the key factor or limiting factor. So herein, the key factor or the limiting factor is what? My raw material, because it is available in very limited quantity. So the point is, वो resource जो हमारे पास बहुत कम है, I mean हमारी demand बहुत ज़्यादा है, but it is available in a very limited quantity. We call that as the key factor or limiting factor. So let's say my raw material is my key factor or limiting factor. Now, what will be my object? Even though my requirement is of 1 lakh kgs, however, the supplier is ready to provide only 60,000 kgs. So now raw material is available in a very limited quantity. Now, what will be my object? To utilize this raw material in such a way so that I can get the maximum out of it. What will be my object? My object will be to utilize every kg of raw material in such a way so that my object will be to utilize every kg of raw material in such a way so that I can earn maximum profit. My entire focus will be shifted on raw material since raw material is available in a very limited quantity. So my entire focus will be shifted on raw material, and my object will be to utilize every kg of raw material in such a way so that I can get the maximum profit. So since raw material is available in very limited quantity, so my decision will be based on raw material usage. So let's say raw material required per unit. To manufacture one product of X, 1 unit of X, 10 kg raw material is required. To manufacture 1 unit of Y, 5 kg raw material is required. And to manufacture 1 unit of Z, let's say 4 kg raw material is required. My object will be to utilize the raw material in such a way so that I can get the maximum profit. So herein raw material is the key. So we have to consider that how much raw material is required to manufacture 1 unit of product X, Y, and Z. Now, can you guys tell me which one is the most profitable product for the company, keeping in mind the contribution per unit and raw material required per unit? X, Y, or Z? So visual is Y, Khushi X, Hemin X. Yes, Ankita, Rajkumar, Pooja is Y. X. Anil is Z. Yes, Rajkumar, Ashok, Suhaira, Gabbar. Very good, guys. Now, see, let me correct your opinion. Few posted X, few posted Y, few posted Z. Now, see, herein my raw material is available in very limited quantity. So, we have to utilize the raw material in such a way so that I can get the maximum profit. Now, see, after using 10 kgs, after using 10 kgs of material, how much I'm earning? 40 rupees. After using 10 kgs, I'm getting how much? 40 rupees. So for every kg, how much I'm getting? For every kg, how much I'm getting? 4 rupees. So we can say it is contribution per kg of raw material. So after using 10 kgs, I'm earning 40. So every kg, how much I'm earning? 4 rupees. Here, after using 5 kgs, I'm earning 30 rupees. So per kg, how much I'm earning? 6 rupees. Herein also, after using 4 kgs, I'm earning 20 rupees. So per kg, how much I'm earning? 5 rupees. So highest earning is what? Here in product Y. Because see, raw material is available in a very limited quantity. So we will be utilizing the raw material such that we can get the maximum profit. So herein, with every kg of raw material, we are earning 6 rupees. So why is the most profitable product for the company? Why is the most profitable product for the company? So if there is any unlimited demand, if there is unlimited demand of all the products, we'll be manufacturing product Y only at first priority. However, if there is limited demand, then first priority will be given to Y, second will be given to Z, and third will be given to what? X. We can say we can give them ranks. So if there is unlimited demand of all the products, we'll be manufacturing only product Y. So let's take a first situation. Highest profit is what? Where we are getting is at Y. So if there is unlimited demand of all the products, then we will be manufacturing only product Y. Only product Y will be manufacturing. And see, we have how many kgs available? 60,000 kgs available. Per unit, how much kg required? 5 kg. So 12,000 units will be manufactured. And the contribution will be how much? 12,000 into 30 rupees per unit. Anyone with any doubts or queries? Yes, Kambira, Ashok, Suhaira, any doubts? Mehak, any doubts? Anil, any doubts? Now let's move towards the next situation. So if there is unlimited demand for all the products, will be manufacturing product Y only. But let's say there is a limited demand. Let's say it is given in the question that a particular product, the maximum demand is how much? Let's say 5,000 units of each product. At the most, we can manufacture and sell only 5,000 units of a particular product. At the most, we can manufacture and sell only 5,000 units of a particular product. So, if maximum demand is given in the question, so see, we have raw material that is 60,000 kgs. Now, first priority will be given to what? Y. We will complete the full 5,000 units of Y because the maximum demand is 5,000. It means that we can manufacture and sell 5,000 units completely of Y. So we will first of all manufacture all the 5,000 units of Y because we are getting highest profit in case of Y. So we'll manufacture product Y. And full 5,000 units, if we will manufacture, how much kgs will be utilized? If we manufacture full 5,000 units, per unit, how much kg is required? 5 kgs. So it means 25,000 kgs will be utilized to manufacture product Y. Now, once Y is done, then we will proceed for Z. Now, Z 5,000 into 4, 20,000 kgs is required. And we have how much in hand? 35,000 kgs we still have in our hand. See, out of 60,000, 25,000 kgs is utilized for Y. So for Z, how much kgs will be utilized? 5,000 into 4, that is 20,000. Still, we have 15,000 that can be used to manufacture product X because Y demand is over, Z demand is over. Now we'll move towards X. Now let's say the requirement is of 5,000 units and the per kg requirement is 10, per unit requirement is 10 kgs. So overall requirement is 50,000, but we have only 15,000. So we have 15,000, one unit requires 10 kgs. So how many units we can manufacture? 1,500 units only we can manufacture because per unit requires 10 kgs. So this is how it will be done. So now we have got the number of units, so we can easily calculate contribution of X, Y, and Z. X we manufactured 1,500 units, Y we manufactured 5,000 units, Z we manufactured 5,000 units. into the rate is 40, 30 and 20. Contribution is 40, 30 and 20. So the contribution total will be 3,10,000. Anyone with any doubts or queries? Yes. So if there is unlimited demand, then we'll be manufacturing product Y. If there is limited demand, that is at the most 5,000 units. So according to the availability, we will just complete the requirement in the order, wherein first priority will be given to Y, second will be given to Z, and third will be given to X. Now, let's say one more situation wherein minimum demand is given. That is, we have to manufacture 2,000 units of a particular product. This is the constraint that is given in the question, that the maximum demand is 5,000. However, there is a minimum demand also of 2,000 units. It means for every product, we have to manufacture minimum 2,000 units to sustain in the market. Mehak, see, total raw material, how much we have? 15,000 kgs now. 15,000 kgs we have in our hand, and one unit requires 10 kgs. So 15,000 kgs we have, and one unit requires 10 kgs. So how many units we will manufacture? 1,500 units. I hope it is clear, Mehak. So if maximum and minimum demand is given, then how to fulfill it? So we will first fulfill the minimum demand. So we have raw material 60,000 kgs. We will first fulfill the minimum demand of all the three products. Two thousand units of X, it requires 10 kgs, plus 2,000 units of Y, it requires 5 kgs, plus 2,000 units of Z, it requires 4 kgs. So 38,000 kgs are gone. 38,000 kgs are gone in fulfilling the minimum demand. So we are left out with only now 22,000 kgs. So we are left out with 22,000 kgs. Yes, visual. Now, after fulfilling the minimum demand, we are still left out with 22,000 kgs. Now, can you guys tell me how many units of, first of all, which product should be given priority? See, after fulfilling the minimum demand, still we have 22,000 kgs. So which product we will manufacture now? Very good. Very good, Kambira, Ankita, Pooja, Hemen. Now, okay, how many units we will manufacture more of product Y? Very simple question. How many more units will be manufactured? Very good, visual. Ankita, very good. Very good, everyone. So see, out of 5,000 units, 2,000 units are already considered here. So at the most, we can manufacture only 3,000 units of product Y. So now we will manufacture product Y, 3,000 units. Now 3,000 into 5, 15,000. Do we have 15,000? Yes, we have. So after fulfilling the complete demand of Y also, still we have 7,000 in hand. Can anyone tell me how many units of product Z will be manufactured now with this 7,000? We have 7,000 kgs only. So how many units? See, X is done because it's on the last priority. These 7,000 kgs will be utilized to manufacture only product Z. So how many units? Very good, guys. Very good, everyone. Yes, Mehak, do post your answer. Very good, Khushi, Visual, Khushi Gupta, Ankita. No, not 5,000. Out of 5,000, 2,000 is already done. Now balance is 3,000. 3,000 into 4, 12,000 is required. Do we have 12,000 kgs? No, we don't have. We have only 7,000 kgs, and 7,000 divided by 4. That is only 1750 units will be manufactured. Yes, Mehak. Okay with the concept, Mehak? Yes? So now we can calculate the contribution. X, Y, and Z. X we manufactured 2,000 units. Y we manufactured this 2,000 plus 1750. Sorry, Y we manufactured full 3,000 plus 2,000, 5,000, and Z will be 3,750. Yes, Hemant, tell me where exactly the things are not comfortable with. I mean, where you are not comfortable with, tell me. This part you are talking about, Hemant, right? Okay, you have mic, Hemant? Do you have mic? Admin sir, allow Hemant to unmute. Yes, Hemant,
Hi,
tell me.
sir.
Hello, yeah, tell
Yes,
me.
sir. I'm not able to understand the calculation part, like
Okay,
how
this
the
part
one
till
cell.
7,000 it is clear.
Yes, sir.
Any doubts till 7,000?
No, sir.
60,000 we have, 38,000 we use to fulfill the minimum demand. So we are left out with 22,000. So then we will manufacture what? Product
Uh,
Y, right?
Product Y. Yes, sir.
How many units?
We are gonna produce 3,000 units.
3,000 into 5,
Five.
15,000 is used. So we are left out with 7,000 kgs, right?
Yes, sir.
Now of product Z, at the most we can, how much units we can manufacture? 3,000, right? If we have
Yes, sir.
sufficient raw material, we'll be able to manufacture. So to manufacture 3,000 units, how much raw material is required?
4 kgs of raw material.
Into 3,000, 12,000 kgs.
Yeah, total 12,000 kgs. Yes, sir.
But do we have 12,000 in our hand?
No,
We have only,
7,000.
so 7,000 kgs we have, and per unit require how much kgs?
4 kgs.
So how we will get the number of units?
7,000 divided by 4.
How much is the figure?
1750.
Any doubts now?
No, sir.
Perfect.
Yes, sir. Makes
I
sense.
I think
Thank you,
here
sir.
only you are finding the things difficult, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, Anil, tell me. As I have mentioned also, if there is unlimited demand of all the products, then we will manufacture only product Y. Anyone else with any doubts or queries? Yes. Mehak, any doubts? Nikunj, any doubts? Okay, so guys, I request you to copy this explanation. Along with this, do write your comments in your notebook that this is what the sir concept, what sir taught. Every time you can't check recorded session, so just prepare your notes on key factor or limiting factor in your language. So please, giving you 2 to 3 minutes time. Mehak, can you please unmute?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mehak. Where exactly you are finding difficult?
Sir, in calculation of the raw material minimum demand, uh, there,
Where? First, second, or third question?
last part, sir. Earlier, this part, third number,
This
sir.
part,
Yes, sir.
wherein maximum and minimum demand is given, right?
Yes, sir.
1 second, maximum and minimum demand. Okay, so which part you are finding difficult? 60,000 kgs is okay, right?
Yes, sir.
Minimum demand we fulfilled, it is okay, right?
It's okay, sir. Yes.
Now herein you are finding difficulty, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How many units of a particular product we can manufacture at the most, Mac?
5,000 units, sir.
Okay, 5,000 units, right?
Yes, sir.
Now we have already fulfilled the minimum demand here. See, we have
2,000, sir.
manufactured 2,000 units of X, 2,000 units of Y, 2,000 units of Z. This is how 38,000 kgs were utilized, right?
Yes, sir.
So 2,000 units are already manufactured out of 5,000 here upside only, right? So at the
Yes, sir.
most now we can manufacture only 5,000, say 2,000 we have already manufactured. So only
Yeah.
3,000 units can be manufactured, right, Mehak?
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Yes, sir. Perfect.
Okay, so please copy and also write down the concepts in your language.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, giving you 3 to 4 minutes time.
And sir, one more doubt, sir. In contribution unit, there is a jet part, 3,750. How come, sir?
Where?
In contribution unit, this part, sir. Max.
Contribution, na?
Yes, sir.
So see, of X we manufacture 2,000, of Y we manufacture 2,000, of Z we manufacture 2,000, right? In
Yes,
minimum
sir.
demand.
Yes,
Thereafter
sir.
we manufacture 3,000 extra units of Y, right?
Yes, sir.
And Z, how much extra?
So, 10750, sir.
1,750, right?
Yes, sir.
So X we manufactured only 2,000 units. But Y we
Yes.
manufactured 2,000 plus 3,000, 5,000. Z we manufactured 2,000 plus 1,750, 3,750.
Okay, sir. Sure. Understood, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Just copy everything, please. Hmm. So this was the first point. When there is unlimited demand, we will manufacture product Y. Herein, if there is maximum demand is given, then we will go with the first priority, second priority. If anything is left out, that will be going to the third priority. If it is minimum and maximum demand, both are given, then very important, we will first fulfill the minimum demand. If after anything is left out, we'll manufacture product Y followed by Z, and then if it is anything left out, then X. See herein since my raw material was my key factor, so my entire decision was based on what? Contribution per kg of raw material. Because the product with the highest contribution per kg was the product we were giving the first priority and what we were manufacturing. So herein, since the raw material is the key factor, the decision was based on contribution per kg of raw material. Now let's say, so if my key factor was what? If my key factor is raw material, my decision will be based on completely on contribution per kg of raw material. Let's say if my labor hours are my limiting factor. So if my key factor was raw material contribution per kg of raw material, let's say if my labor hours are my key factor, then very important, labor hours per unit will be given and my decision will be based on contribution per labor hour. So the which product we should manufacture? The product with the highest contribution per labor hour. Similarly, if machine hours are my limiting factor, if my sales in rupees, that my sales should not cost 3 crore rupees. That's it. This is the limitation given, that my maximum sale should be 3 crore rupees. Then my entire decision will be based on the product with the highest PV ratio. So the product with the highest PV ratio will be considered here in this case. If sales in units is my key factor, if sales in units is my key factor, my decision will be based on contribution per unit. The product with the highest contribution per unit will be manufactured first. I request you guys to copy this explanation. Anyone with any doubts or queries? Now see, very important guys, with this much of concepts, you will be able to solve the questions of RTPs, MTPs, with this much of concept on key factor, you'll be able to solve all the questions. I just want to discuss one tricky question that is not there in my material. I was just discussing in the revisionary class yesterday. So I just want to cover this question in today's class also. It's not there in the material what I have provided. So I'm just sharing the screen. I'm just sharing the screen for your reference. So I request you guys to at least take the snapshot of this question. Question number 5, guys. Question number 5. I request you guys to take the screenshot of question number 5. This is the second page and this is the first part. Question number 5. I request you guys to take the screenshot of question number 5. The question is not there in the material what I have provided, and it's not there in RTP or MTP. So let's start with this question number 5. So a company is producing 3 products, X, Y, and Z. Relevant information is given below, wherein product X, Y, and Z, the raw material per unit is given, machine hour per unit is given, selling price per unit is given, maximum limit of production unit is also given. Only 9,200 hours are available for production at a cost of 20 per hour. So we have machine hours which are very limited. And now see one more point, and maximum 50,000 kgs of material at the rate of 20 rupees per kg can be obtained. So this is a unique question wherein there are two key factors. See, in generally at the study material MTP, RTP, you will find a question wherein there is only one key factor. But what if in case if there are two key factors that are given in the question, how to deal with it? So let's start with this question 5th. I hope you guys have taken the screenshot. For the students who have not yet taken, I'm sharing again, then we will start with the solution. This is question number 5th. I request you guys to take the screenshot. It's a very good question. So let's start with this question 5th. So herein there are two key factors. There are 3 products. Selling price is given at the question, that is 500, 400, and 800. When talking about material cost, 20 kgs per unit and the rate is 20 rupees. So 20 into 20, 400. So 12 into 20, that is 240. So this will be 600. Machining cost is also available. That is also rupees 20 per hour and 354. So we'll get the contribution per unit. ₹40, ₹60, 120. Now, let's start with labor. Let's start with material. So let's say if the material is my key factor, if material is my key factor, which product we will manufacture first? Can you guys tell me? I'm again sharing the screen for your reference. If the material is my key factor, if the material is my key factor, which product we will manufacture first? Can you guys tell me? If raw material is my key factor, which product we will manufacture first? Waiting for your answers. See, the more you will interact, the better you will be with the concept. So questions I am putting up, see, it's very easy for me to simply write down the solution. Why I'm making you guys do? For better understanding of the concept. So if raw material is my key factor, which product we will manufacture first? So I've got answers now. Still, the opinion are varying from students to students. There is difference of opinion. Yes, I've got answers from the only two students, that is Neha and Mehak. What about other students? We have the raw material required per unit. That is 20, 12, and 30. So which product we will manufacture? So we will first calculate. See, we have contribution per unit. We have raw material required per unit. We will calculate contribution per kg of raw material. So so 40 divided by 20, it will be 2. 60 divided by 12, this will be 5. And this will be 4. So I think few more students posted the answer. So very good, Anil, Kambira, Visual, Nikunj. So first priority will be given to, second will be given to Z, and third will be given to X. Now let's say if labor, machine hours are my key factor, which product we will manufacture? Very good, Ashok. So if machine hours is my key factor, which product we will manufacture first? Waiting for your answers. We'll calculate contribution per machine hour. 40 is the contribution, machine hours are 3. So this will be 13.33. 60 divided by 5. This will be 12, and 120 divided by 4. This will be 30. Just give me 1 minute, guys. See, key factor, the concept is very simple, Mehak, wherein if herein the raw material is the key factor, so my decision will be based on contribution per kg of material. So herein my machine hours are my limiting factor, my decision will be based on contribution per machine hour. So now as per this, the first priority will be given to what? Z. Second priority will be given to X. Third priority will be given to Y. Now see, very important, guys. What we can see is third priority is given to X also here, and third priority is given to Y also here. But we can see is that the Z is not on the third priority. In the first case, it is on the second priority, and in the second case, it is on the first priority. So it is not on the third priority. Z will be manufactured because it is not on the third priority. Be it labor or machine hour, it is on the either first or second priority. So since Z is the most profitable product with the available constraints, therefore it will be see, Z is the most profitable product with the available constant because it is herein also it is on the second priority, herein also it is on the first priority. So it will be manufactured for sure. So when talking about machine hours, see, it is given in the question that the maximum number of machine hours available are 9,200. 9,200 hours are available. So we will first manufacture all the units of product Z. See, product Z, the limit demand is limited to 750 kg units only. So 750 units will be manufactured. And one unit require how many hours? It is given in the question. One unit require 4 hours. So 9,200 minus 3,000. So it will be 6,200. Similarly, raw material also, we have how many? 50,000 kgs in hand. Since we are manufacturing full 750 units of product Y, we are manufacturing full 750 units of product Y, and one unit require how much kgs of raw material? 30 kgs. So 750 into 30 minus 50,000. So herein we have 27,500 kgs. So it means after manufacturing product Z, we have 6,200 hours available and 27,500 kgs of raw material is available. Now of this 6,200 and 27,500 will be manufacturing product X or product Y. But we don't know how many units we will manufacture of product X and Y. That is the question. So let the units manufacture of product X be X, and let the units manufacture of product Y be Y. Let the number of units manufactured of product X be X, and let the number of units manufactured of product Y be, let's say, Y. Now see, one unit require 20 kgs. One unit require 20 kgs of raw material, and the number of units manufactured for X are X. So this will be the raw material utilized to manufacture product X. Similarly, one unit required 12 kgs of raw material. One unit required 12 kgs of raw material for product Y. And the number of units manufactured of product Y are what? Y. So this will be the total raw material utilized in X and Y. This should be equal to how much? 27,500. I repeat again, the raw material available is 27,500. It is to be used by X and Y. The number of units manufactured of product X be, let's say, X, and let's say of product Y be Y. So X and Y, these are the number of units, and per unit require how many kgs? 20 and 12 kgs. So 20 into X plus 12 into Y, we will get 27,500. Similarly for R also, 3 into X plus 5 into y should be equal to how much? 6,200. So we are ready with the simultaneous equation now. We are ready with the simultaneous equation. We can easily solve it now. So let's equate it. Let's multiply it by 5 and it multiply this by 12. So this will be 74,400. Substitute the value of x in equation 1. So we have got the answer now. So for x, sorry, for z, it is 750. For x, it is 986. And for y, it is 648. So these are the units that will be manufactured of x, y, and z. So this is a unique question. If the paper is on the trickier side, sometimes examiner do ask. So I just don't want to leave any point. So that's why I've just discussed this question. If you guys have any doubts or queries, you guys can post your queries. When coming to the questions that are in study material or MTPs, RTPs, 99% questions I think are related to only one key factor. But if in case, if there are two key factor, how to deal with, I have discussed already. Which part you are talking about visual? If you have mic, then you can speak to me. You have mic? Okay, so which part you are talking about? This part? Okay, see, read the question carefully. Herein I mentioned also, see, the number of machine hours per unit is what? 3, 5, and 4. And the rate is given 20 rupees per hour. See, read the question. The rate of the material is 20 rupees per kg and rate of machine hour is also rupees 20 per hour. Please check. I hope your query is resolved. Further, I request you guys to please copy the solution. So let's proceed further. I request you guys to please open the material what I have provided. Now I'll be discussing a question from my material, and question number is 3. I request you guys to please open the study material. I'm now discussing question number 3 from my material. The material is available over the portal. So open question number 3. So let's start with this question. A paint manufacturing company manufactured 2 lakh per annum medium-sized tin of royal paint. When working at normal capacity, it incurs the following cost of manufacturing per unit. So a paint manufacturing company is manufacturing 2 lakh per annum medium-sized tin of royal paint. When working at normal capacity, it incurs the following cost of manufacturing, wherein the cost of manufacturing is available, that is direct material, direct labor, variable overhead, and fixed overhead. Production cost per unit is total, that is 16.40. I think it is the total of all the cost. Each unit of a product is sold at 21 rupees with a variable selling and administration expenses of 60 paisa per tin. Now see, they are saying that during the next quarter, only 10,000 units can be produced and sold. Management are planning to shut down the plant, estimating that the fixed manufacturing cost can be reduced to 74,000. So I think due to recession or due to some situation, in the coming quarter, they will be able to manufacture and sell only 10,000 units. So they are planning that what to be done and what not to be done. So they will be able to sell only 10,000 units. So management is planning to shut down the plant, estimating that the fixed manufacturing cost can be reduced to 74,000 for the quarter. So even if we shut down the quarter, then there will be a cost, that is 74,000 will anyways be incurred. It can be rent, that just for a quarter, we can't just ignore the rent. We have to pay the rent to the landlord, or we have to pay the salaries to the senior staff, even if we shut down the plant. Yes, our material cost will be saved, or labor cost will be saved, all the variable cost will be saved. But there are still few fixed costs that we won't be able to save. So that is 74,000. Now, when the plant is operating, plant plant is operating, the fixed overheads are incurred at a uniform rate throughout the year. Additional cost of plant shutdown for the quarter is 14,000. So if you shut down the plant, 74,000 is the fixed cost that will be incurred for sure. Apart from this, 14,000 is the additional cost of shutdown that the company has to pay. So anyways, you are required to express your opinion along with calculation as to whether the plant should be shut down during the quarter or not. So let's start with the solution. We have to prepare the quarterly data because the question is asking that whether the plant should be shut down during the quarter or not. So we have to take the quarterly figures now. The question number is question number 3. See, selling price we have. Selling price we have is 21 rupees. Variable cost is direct material 7.8. Direct labor 2.1. Variable overheads are also given. Apart from this, selling and administration expenses are also given, that is 60 paisa. So my contribution per unit will be 8 rupees. Now, this is the data given. Now see, when talking about fixed cost also, we have to calculate the fixed cost. See, the company is manufacturing 2 lakh units during the year. It's for the year. So when talking about quarter, there are total 4 quarters in a year. It means 50,000 units quarterly we are manufacturing into the fixed overhead is how much? 4 rupees. Into 4 rupees is the fixed cost. So therefore, two lakh will be my fixed overheads. Now, that is, if we shut down the plant, see, they are saying the fixed cost we have calculated is 2 lakh. Now, if we shut down the plant, it is given that management plan to shut down the plant, estimating that the fixed manufacturing overheads can be reduced to 74, not by, it can be reduced to 74,000. So it means, be it if we shut down also, there will be a loss of how much? 74,000 plus 14,000, that is 88,000. So if we shut down also, there will be a loss of 88,000. So by running the plant, if we are getting 88,000 or more, if by running the plant, if we are getting 88,000 or more, we should basically continue with the operation. So let's say if company continue to operate, so my total contribution will be how much? For 10,000 units, the contribution per unit is 80. So the contribution will be 80,000. My fixed cost I have already calculated. That is 2 lakh. So there will be a loss of how much? So if we continue the plant during the quarter, there is a loss of 1,20,000. If we shut down the plant, there is a loss of 88,000. So it's better to shut down the plant with bearing a loss of 88,000. So since the shutdown cost is less than the loss when if we are operating the plant, Therefore, it's better to shut down. Since the shutdown cost, that is 88,000 is the shutdown cost is less than the loss if we are operating the plant, therefore it's advisable to shut down the plant for the quarter. Next one. So since the shutdowns cost, see, if we continue with the operation, there is a loss of 1,20,000. If we shut down the plant, there will be a loss. See, it's not that if we shut down, there will be no loss. There will be a loss of 88,000. But if we continue, there is a loss of 120,000. So 1,20,000. So it's better to bear the loss of 88,000 rather than bearing a loss of 1,20,000. So since the shutdown cost is less than the loss, if we are operating the plant, therefore it's advisable to shut down the plant for the next quarter. Anyone with any doubts or queries in this part? Yes. Now, a question from my end to all of you. Do some exercise and tell me, can you guys tell me the point where we are indifferent? That is, we can shut down also, we can continue also. Can you guys tell me the point? You have to tell me the point where we are indifferent. That if we shut down also, it's okay. If we continue also, it is okay because the loss is the same. Waiting for your answers. See, again, don't try to memorize the formula. Prepare your own formulas in costing, especially in marginal costing. The solution, you won't be able to do it with formulas only. You have to learn the concepts. So you have to tell me the point wherein we are indifferent to continue or to not to continue. The things will be the same. Yes, visual, but what will be the number of units? You have to tell me the number of units wherein we are indifferent. Be it continue or shut down. चालू रखें बंद रखें कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला. Tell me the number of units. So Nikunj Doshi, it's 25,000, 36,000. I've got the answers. Visual, your approach is correct. Nikunj and all your answers are incorrect. Ashok, very good. Your answer is correct. So I've got correct answer from Ashok Mehmane. Very good. Rest everyone incorrect answer. Yes, Hemin, Muskan, Visual, Ramchandran, Mehak, Kambira. Do post your answers. Ankita, Tanmay. You have to tell me the point where we are indifferent. That is, we continue also, we discontinue also, the things will be the same. Just do pay attention. We continue or we discontinue, the things will be the same. Very good visual. Your approach is perfect and your answer is also perfect. So Ashok and visual, very good. Rest all waiting for your answer. Yes, Tanmay. Nikunj, it is incorrect. Hemin, it is incorrect. Kushi Kumari, it is incorrect. Nikunj Doshi, incorrect. Kushi, again incorrect. Yes, Ankita, Pooja, Ramchandran. Kambira. You have to tell me the point where we are indifferent. So now Kushi Gupta posted correct answer. Very good, Kushi Gupta. I repeat again, you guys have to tell me the point where we are indifferent, that we continue or discontinue, the things will be the same. Yes, Kambira, Gabbar Thakur. Waiting for your answers. Manogar. Neha, you have also not posted the answer. Yes, Neha. See, as I told you guys, that we have to figure out a point where we are indifferent. Where we are indifferent, that continue or discontinue, the things will be the same. It means what? See, when we discontinue, we can't avoid a loss of 88,000. 1 second. Gabbar, it is incorrect. Pooja, very good, it is correct. So see, when we discontinue the operation, there is anyways, this loss is going to happen. So the point is, if we discontinue, there is a loss of how much? 88,000. So it means if we continue also, and there is a loss of 88,000, it means we are at the point where we are indifferent. So it means, be it if we continue or discontinue, the loss should be the same. Because if we discontinue, there is a loss of 88,000. So if we are continuing also, and there is a loss of 88,000, it means we are at the point where we are indifferent. कंटिन्यू रखो या डिसकंटिन्यू रखो, लॉस सेम ही होने वाला है. So in short, my desired loss is 88,000 if we continue. I'm just explaining the concept. My desired loss is how much? 88,000 rupees if we continue. So my desired loss is 88,000. So let's prepare the master chart only. Profit is how much? 88,000. This is my desired loss. My fixed cost is always same, that is 2 lakh. So my contribution, how much I'm expecting? 1,12,000. It means if we are making a contribution of 1,12,000, there will be a loss of 88,000. And the contribution per unit is rupees 8. It means at 14,000 units, there will be a loss of 88,000, and we are indifferent. If we continue also, there will be a loss of 88,000. If we discontinue also, this cost will be incurred, so there is a loss of 88,000. So 14,000 units is the point where we are indifferent to continue or to shut down. The things are going to be same. So if my production goes less than 14,000, better to shut down. If the production goes 14,000 or more than 14,000, better to continue. Anyone with any doubts or queries in this part? I'll be discussing. I'll just writing the formula also. Those who want to copy the concept can copy. I'll be writing the formula also. So what is this 1,12,000? Fixed cost minus shutdown cost, or fixed cost minus unavoidable fixed cost. Fixed cost is 2 lakh minus my desired loss was 88,000. That was what? My shutdown cost. Divided by or we can say this we can't avoid. So we can say avoidable fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. So there are many ways to calculate. It's up to you. So this is the formula for shut down point. That is, my fixed cost is 2 lakh. My shutdown cost is 88,000. divided by my contribution per unit is 8. So that is 14,000 units. So if the production goes less than 14,000 units, it's better to shut down. If the production goes more than 14,000 units, better to continue. If at 14,000 we are indifferent that to continue or discontinue, the loss will be the same. So this is the concept of shutdown point. Anyone with any doubts or queries, you guys can post. Again, as I said that there are no formulas. Appreciate your efforts. There are few students who posted correct answer. And for the students who are not being able to solve, that's okay. Don't get demotivated. It happens for the first time. When I was a student also, I was not being able to solve the question. So that's okay. Don't worry. Chill and relax. Anyone with any doubts or queries now? Yes, Nikunj, Khushi, Hemin, any doubts? So this is the concept of shutdown point. I request you guys to copy the solution. The second part was that they were asking for shutdown point only. So this was the second part. So first part is here, till here, and second part is here. This is the formula: fixed cost minus shutdown cost divided by contribution per unit. How come this formula is derived? I have already discussed. So it requires practice visual. The more you will practice, the better you will be with the concepts. Examiner can ask many new things. So there is no end of marginal costing. If you solve 100 question, trust me, you won't be able to solve 101st question if you are not thorough with the concept. So examiner can ask you altogether new terms also. So the point is stick to the concept and solve as many as possible questions in writing. Whatever the questions I'm putting up, do solve it in class. And apart from this, once the class gets over, do revise the things immediately. So that is the key. Rest, it will take time and practice to prepare the master charts. These types of questions examiner do ask very frequently. Examiner will not ask you to calculate PV ratio, break-even sales, and margin of safety. These types of questions examiner do ask. Let me complete. There is one more class, so I'll be covering this point in the next class. So fine, guys, enough of discussion on shutdown point. Very simple. It is fixed cost, total fixed cost minus shutdown cost, or we can say avoidable fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. So fine, guys. Now let's take a break of 15 minutes. I'll be back after 15 minutes with the concept of sales mix based question. So let's take a break of 15 minutes. Edwin sir, are you there? Okay. Welcome back, my friends. So we are done with this concept of shutdown point. Now let's proceed further with the next concept, wherein two products are given and one fixed cost is given. So how to calculate the combined break-even sales, the individual break-even sales, and combined PV ratio. I think it is not on mute, Ayushi. Am I audible to all? Okay, great. So I request you guys to open question number Question number 4 from my material. I request you guys to open question number 4 from my material. That is Vijay Limited. So let's start with this question. Question number 4 from my material. That is Vijay Limited makes and sells two products, V and J. The budgeted selling price of V is 1800 and that of J it is 2160. Variable cost associated with producing and selling V are 900 and J it is 1800. Annual fixed production and selling cost of Vijay Limited is 88,000. The company has two production or sales option, that is V and J can be sold either in the ratio of 2:3 or in the ratio of 1:2. So what will be the optimal mix and why? So let's start with this question, question number 4. So they are manufacturing and selling two products, V and J. The selling price of V and J is 1800 and 2160. Variable cost is 900 and 1800. Contribution will be 900 and 360. Now fixed cost is given, that is 88,000. This is the data that is given in the question, and the question is asking us to figure out that which mix is best, that is 2:3 or 1:2. So let's start with 2:3 first. If the sales mix is 2:3. Now the point is how to figure out that which is the optimal mix and why. So see, the point is herein we need to calculate the PV ratio and break-even sales. So the mix with the highest PV ratio and the lowest break-even sales will be selected. So the question is how to calculate PV ratio and break-even sales. See, PV ratio of each product we can calculate separately. But the point is how to calculate the break-even sales, because the fixed cost is given as a whole of the company. I mean, it's not given separately for V and J. So the question is how to calculate PV ratio and break-even sales. So herein, we will calculate the combined PV ratio. Or we can say weighted average PV ratio. See, my contribution is how much? 900 into my ratio is how much? 2. For second contribution is 360 and the weightage is 3. So this is contribution divided by sales also. 800 into 2 plus 2160 into 3 multiplied by 100. So contribution divided by sales into 100, but we'll be using the weighted average contribution divided by weighted average sales into 100. So this will be 1800. This will be 1080 divided by 3600. 6480. So it will be 10080 2880. So my PV ratio is 28.57%. Anyone with any doubts or queries? See, the selling price is 1800 and 2160 and the variable cost is 900 and 1800. So 1800 minus 900 will be 900. Please check, Mehak. Any doubts? Very good, Nikunj. So now we will calculate the next point. What we will calculate is the combined break-even sales. That is, my fixed cost is 88,000 divided by 28.57%. So this will be 308015. So this is how the combined break-even sales will be calculated. So this is how the combined break-even sales will be calculated, wherein first of all, we'll be calculating the combined PV ratio. That is combined contribution, or we can say weighted average contribution, 900 into 2, 360 into 3, divided by 1800 into 2 and 2160 into 3. So this is how we will be calculating the combined PV ratio. And once combined PV ratio is calculated, we can easily calculate the combined break-even sales. So this much is more than sufficient to give opinion. But now let's proceed further, wherein what if in case if the question asks you to calculate break-even sales separately for V and J. How to calculate the break-even sales separately for V and J? So see, we have the combined that is 308015. This is what the sales, that is the price plus the quantity. So if we want to calculate separately for V and J, if we want to calculate separately for V and J, we will distribute, since this is sales, so we'll distribute it in the sales ratio, that is 1800 into 2 and 2160 into 3. So we'll be distributing it in the ratio of 3640 into 6480. So this is sales. That's why herein the price is important and quantity is also important. So quantity into price. So what will be the break-even sales separately? Not in 2:3. 2:3 is the only the quantity weight. What about the price weightage? We have to use the price weight also. So 308015 divided by 10080 into 3640. It's 3,600. So this will be 1,10,005 rupees. So this is the combined break-even sales in rupees. If you want to calculate it in units also, we divide it by selling price, that is 1,800, and 2,160, we will get the units also. So this will be 92 units, and 1,10,005 divided by 1,800. This will be 62 units. Anyone with any doubts or queries? We have to divide it by price. This is the selling price. This is the sales we have. So if we sales divided by selling price, we will get the units.
Good morning, Mr. Bipin.
Yes, sir.
Just one information for the students that maybe, when we'll be practicing the questions, not only the requirement of the question, but also few additional things you can calculate for your conceptual clarity, particularly in the beginning. For an example, if break-even point is in unit is given, you can calculate in sales provided the data is given. So initial practice should be in such a way that you can calculate any of the things, so you increase your horizon for your own conceptual development. So whatever may be given in the question, additionally you try to calculate few other information which maybe later on will be helpful solving the more complex questions. Carry on, please, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. So as sir mentioned, the question was over till here only. That is 28.57 and 308015. We would have calculated it for 1:2 also, and we would have been able to evaluate this, that which mix is optimal. But since, see, herein, just for the purpose, sometimes the question can ask you to calculate the separate break-even sales for V and J. So this is the way we will be calculating separate break-even sales for V and J. So 1,10,005 rupees and 1,98,010 rupees. If you want to convert it in units, so 1,10,005 divided by 1,800, you will get the number of units. 1,98,010 divided by the price, you will get the number of units. Now, one more point, you guys can calculate the combined break-even sales in units also directly also. Wherein, see, generally what we do is fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. But herein there are two contribution of V and J, so we will calculate weighted average contribution per unit. So 900 is the contribution of V multiplied by 2 plus 360 is the contribution of J multiplied by 3 divided by 2 plus 3, 5. So how much will be the weighted average contribution per unit? How come we got this value? See, very simple. 308015 is the total break-even sales. We have to distribute it in this ratio. So here it is 6480 divided by the total of these two. It is 10080. We are distributing it in the sales ratio because See herein the price is important and quantity is not. Quantity is also important. So we will not simply distribute it in the ratio of 2:3. 2:3 is important, but apart from 2:3, the selling price is also important. So 1800 into 2, 3600, and 2160 into 3, 6480. So this will be the ratio I am using 3600, 6480 to calculate these values. I hope it is clear, Ashok, now. Yes, great. So now let's calculate the contribution 900 into 2. So this will be 576. So now what will be the break-even sales in units? 88,000 divided by 576 units. Sorry, contribution. So this will be 153 units. So these are the combined break-even sales. Now this is only the quantity. See, this is what the units, this is 153 is what the units. So it can be distributed directly in the ratio of 2:3 to V and J to get the individual break-even units. So this will be 62 units and this will be 92 units. The difference is because of the rounding off. This is basically the rounding off difference. Or we can just write it down. So all these answers are correct. The rounding of difference is negligible. So very important, guys, when the question asks you to find out which one is the optimal mix. So herein, first thing what you need to calculate is the PV ratio, that is the combined PV ratio, wherein combined contribution divided by combined sales into 100. Thereafter, we will calculate the combined break-even sales, that is fixed cost divided by combined PV ratio, we will get the break-even sales. Now, herein, if the question asks you to calculate the individual break-even sales also, it will be distributed in the ratio of the total sales amount, that is 1800 into 2 and 2160 into 3. So this is how the sales will be distributed. If you want to calculate it in units, you can calculate it directly also. That is the sales divided by price, you will get the units. The sales divided by the price, you will get the units. Alternatively, if you want to calculate in units, in other way also, we will calculate see how we will calculate the break-even sales fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. But herein there are two products, so we will calculate the weighted average contribution per unit, that is 576. Now, 88,000 divided by weighted average contribution per unit, 153 units. It can be distributed in the ratio of 2:3. Anyone with any doubts or queries in this part? Yes? Now, giving you 3 to 4 minutes time, I want you guys to post your answer if the sales mix is 1:2. Do post your answer if the sales mix is 1:2. Waiting for your answers. You have to follow the same process, combined PV ratio, combined break-even sales. So you have to calculate the same answers. If the sales mix is 1:2, what will be the combined PV ratio? What will be the combined break-even sales? And what will be the individual break-even sales of V and J? Please tell me. Waiting for your answers. So you have to calculate combined PV ratio, combined break-even sales, and individual break-even sales if the sales mix is 1:2. Waiting for your answers. So, Mr. Nandar, good morning, sir. I am your student in intermediate and I clear group 2 in first attempt in January 2026. I secured 61 in cost. Thank you so much and congratulations, Nanda. Very good, Mr. Nanda. Thank you so much for the compliment and congratulations. Start preparing for finals now. So I've got answer from Khushi, Mehek. Your answers are matching very good. Yes, what about others? Do post your answers quickly. Okay, so very good. Visual, very good, Gabbar. Your answer. Visual, your answer is incorrect. Okay, Khushi Gupta, very good. I think you have calculated the break-even sales also. Kambira, do post the answer till 2 decimals. Very good, Nikunj. Very good, Nikunj. So let's calculate the combined PV ratio. We're in 900 into 1 plus 360 into 2 divided by 1800 into 1 plus 2160 into 2 into 100. So this is 1620. Six one two zero. So 26.47. Next is combined break-even sales. So 332, 452. So what is the individual break-even sales of V and J? Very good, everyone. Visual, please recheck your answer. What's the individual break-even sales of V and J? Can you guys tell me? Quick. Break-even sales in rupees. Nikunj, very good, but do post your answers on break-even sales in rupees. So very good, Hemin. Let me check. So Khushi Gupta, Hemin, answer is correct. Nikunj Doshi, incorrect answer. Khushi Kumari, incorrect answer. Mehak Roy, incorrect answer. I've got correct answer from Hemin and Khushi Gupta only. Rest all, everyone incorrect answer. I'm surprised. It's a simple calculation what you guys have to do. Please recheck your answer. I've got correct answer only from Hemin and Khushi Gupta. Yes, Pooja, Kambira, Ankita, Neha. So the calculation is very simple. Wherein my total sales is 332, 452. It is to be distributed in the ratio of 1800 is to So this is the way we have to solve the question. So very good, everyone. Your answers are correct now. Very good, Pooja. Very good, everyone. Nikunj, Visual, very good, guys. So now what we can see is that here in the PV ratio is 28.57 and herein it is 26.47. So even at the first case only, we can figure out that the optimal mix is 2:3 because PV ratio is higher and break-even sales is lower. See herein also, break-even sale is 3,08,015 and herein it is 3,32,452. So optimal mix is since higher PV ratio and lower So this is the way you guys have to deal with it. Anyone with any doubts or queries, you guys can please post your queries. In the meanwhile, giving you 2 to 3 minutes time to copy this explanation. Along with this, do write your explanation along with the solution that what you have understood. I'm done with this concept now. So this is all what about sales mix. Now there is one more session left of marginal costing. But before you guys approach for the coming session, I want you guys to revise what I have discussed in the previous 3 sessions because I'll be putting up many questions in front of you in the coming class. So the point is, whatever I have discussed in today's class, in the previous 2 classes, do revise in detail, try to solve the questions what I have discussed. And apart from this, try to solve few illustrations from study material. So I'm just writing this. I'm just mentioning this also. So illustration number 1 is homework for you. Illustration number 2 is homework for you. Illustration number 3 is homework for you. Illustration number 4 also is homework for you. So illustration number 1, 2, 3, 4. Do solve this. 1 second. Illustration number 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. Illustration number 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9. Illustration number 10 also is homework. Just do note down 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12th, 13th. That's it. So these illustration, at least try and attempt these questions. You will find it very easy. It will boost your confidence also that, okay, I'm able to solve many questions on my own. Further, do solve few practical problem also. Now from my material also, I'm giving you few questions as homework. So do make a note of it. We are done with question number 1. So question number 2 is homework for you. Question number 3 we have done. Question number 4 we are done with, and 5th we are done with. So question number 6 is homework, and question number 2 is homework for you from my material. So make sure when you are coming in the next class, make sure your homework is complete. Whatever the doubts you have, you can put up in the coming session, because the next session will be the last session of marginal costing. And this chapter is a bit on the trickier side. So the more you will practice, the better you will be with the concepts. So this is all what about today's session. Focus on the concepts. Try to solve the questions what I have discussed in the class. Try to complete the homework what I have given. I assure you, you guys will feel more comfortable and more confident with marginal costing. So enough of discussion for today. Thank you so much for your time and patience and for active participation in the session. Come prepared for the coming session. In the coming session, we'll be discussing few more concepts that is related to indifference point, opportunity cost, and all. So thank you so much, guys. God bless you. Yes, sir, I'm done. Yeah. Thank you, Vijwal. Thank you.